And welcome to the podcast. I'm Vaughn.
Oh, I'm Danny.
Brad, go.
I'm Brad.
I've got a bit. And I'm Beck, the fanfiction cat.
Oh, that's good. Ooh. Vaughn, you have to leave that insanely long silence in.
Oh, you know it. Absolutely.
But don't
Including
include
this
me
part
saying,
explaining it.
Brad, go.
Yeah, keep that in, double it.
Double.
Alright, so we're talking about cats this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be your cat's expert for the evening.
How convenient.
This is Over Under Hype Machine, by the way, where we look at movies that are overrated or very lowly rated and seeing if they live up to the hype or not.
Because if there's one thing that people love, it's listening to four white people talk about shit they don't care
Yeah,
about.
baby. That's why podcasts are a thing.
I care about cats.
It's our niche.
I mean, how many podcasts go right from Citizen Kane to cats? So,
The best ones.
So,
I will tell you my experience with cats. My mom's allergic, and that's about it.
I'll say I used to be Andrew and I used to consider ourselves dog people, and then we got a dog for a month, and now we're cat people. So,
Alright, first off, your dog sucked.
it was
Aww.
no, she was a sweetheart. She was such a sweet dog, but it was a fully grown dog with no training, and that not even a 2-year-old dog, so full size but still hyper and no training. So it was miserable, but she's got a great home now.
That's good.
I'm a cat person born and bred, but I am allergic to cats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I didn't know that you were allergic.
Yeah. I don't react. Well, I take allergy medicine every day, so it's not
Brad?
that bad.
Yeah,
Weighing on the cat's discourse.
actually, I got a three-part opinion. I'm allergic to cats, dogs, and whatever the movie Cats is.
We're not talking about that.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I am allergic to cats and dogs,
Listen, that was good.
Yeah. But I'm pet positive. I love all animals, so I only grew up with dogs, but
Wow.
I like cats too.
What a lib take.
I like snakes, if we're talking about pets.
I used to be the kind of guy that was like, "Ugh, cats are terrible pets," but then I got a cat.
Oh, they're great
Yeah,
pets.
they're pretty awesome.
Yeah, you're objectively wrong.
No, I agree. You're right.
Now that we've had that little
Danny's
tangent
canceled.
about cats the animal.
Well, no, now we go to commercial break, and then during the break, you guys will come over and pet my cats, and then afterwards we'll do a post-cat discussion.
All right.
All right.
Cats, underrated.
Danny's cats, 10 out of 10 pet.
Yep.
Alright, so...
We're done here, I
before
guess.
oh yeah, that's... Come back next time. Danny's cat's definitely underrated. So... My experience with cats is...
The movie this time.
I've always heard about it, like, from a stage performance point of view, as being a drama kid. Musicals, like, were always talked about, like, everyone's like, ooh, Cats is, like, the thing.
Cats
And,
is
like,
kind
I've never
of
watched
the
it,
musical
and I never got the
joke,
chance.
I would say, where, like, there's not really a story, nothing makes sense. It's absurdism, but the draw comes from spectacle.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely
I'm a fan of absurdism.
known for its spectacle.
Yeah. Which is the only reason why it's really survived is
Mm-hmm.
memory and the spectacle.
That's what I told my mom when we were doing this. She said Cats is 90% spectacle and the other 10% is memory. So yeah.
Yes.
And the other 10%
That
is
is-
luck.
That's fair.
When I just like to remember when you bring up being a drama kid in high school after we graduated, we convinced the freshmen that their next musical was Cats, and they very much believed us for a long time, and it was very funny.
They believed it, but they also didn't believe it, and so you'd be like, haha, we're joking. They're like, okay, can you just, like, give us a hint for what the next musical is? And one time they did that and was like, okay, I'm going to whisper it in your ear. Okay, get ready. Meow.
You just blew in their ear?
No, I said meow.
Oh. Back when I was a drama club, I was told if I could find a play, I could probably direct it. But no one wanted to go with the play I wanted to do. I want to do a school-appropriate rendition of A Clockwork Orange.
Oh my god.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, back to cats.
Vaughn, do you have any other Cats takes?
It's something I've always wanted to watch. Because I don't like singing and dancing. Well, I love dancing. I don't like singing. I love musicals so much. And Cats is one of those things I've always wanted to partake in. And that's part of the reason I wanted to go see it in theaters, because I can finally experience this wonderful musical. And then I watched the trailer, I'm like, oh my god, it's two things I love, musicals and horrible movies.
I would say if you want to truly experience Cats, first watch the original 1998 stage recording. You get so hyped about it. It's amazing.
That sounds good.
That's why this is kind of dipping my toes into post-watch discussion. But a lot of people say, oh, you only hated it because you thought you were going to go in and hate it. And
that's what I say.
I disagree with that, because I watched the original stage version thinking that I was going to hate it. Because I was like, this is absurd. I need to watch the first absurd thing before I, watch the second absurd thing. And I went into the stage production, and I was blown away. I was so hyped for Cats afterwards. I'm so hyped for Cats. Love Cats.
Cats the stage musical is very hyped.
So
Brad?
Yep.
Yeah,
Brad.
I think for me, I don't really have a pre-existing relationship to the musical. Coming from a non-theater or musical theater background, really, basically all I knew going in was that it was, I don't know if it still is, the longest running Broadway production.
It is not still.
I thought that was Phantom of the Opera.
Nope. I forgot what it is now, but it was Cats.
Yeah, it might be The Lion King, or it's one of the other. It's another musical everyone has heard of. I know. Anywho, that was basically the only relationship I had to it.
It is Phantom.
Oh, it is Phantom?
I guess so. That's why I just googled.
Okay.
Oh, fucking got him.
Well, I'm glad we.
Okay, sorry.
Phantom, Chicago, Lion
That
King,
one
Cats.
is overrated.
Danny, put that in the back pocket. For more content later on.
Sorry, redacted. You guys can't get that one early.
You're stepping on my 4-hour Phantom of the Opera solo pod I had planned.
By the way, we should point. So Vaughn and Brad, you have not seen the Cats movie, and
I have not seen the movie, nor a stage production, nor the filmed production. I'm going in totally blind.
Same with Cats and Phantom of the Opera while we're at it.
Really?
Since it's still I have not seen anything Phantom of the Opera related. Heard it has an amazing sequel though.
We saw the sequel at Playhouse Square in Cleveland, and I legitimately enjoyed it. It was so bad, it was good. I tried not to laugh. I had to stop myself from laughing at the climactic scene when one of the main characters dies.
Oh, that's the best.
People came out of the show going, yeah, that was pretty good. And I'm like, no, it fucking wasn't. You're lying to yourself. But, and then, Beck, you have seen, so like you said, you've seen the original, at least the movie, and we watched the movie.
Yeah, I've seen the filmed stage production.
Yeah, the filmed stage production, and then we watched the movie.
The full 2019 movie twice.
Okay.
Wow. So you're going to go for a third time?
Yes, yeah. And I do also... I also want to add in that I also casually just listen to the music sometimes. So I like Cats.
Yeah. You listen to the stage music.
I listen to both of them and I compare them.
Okay. Beck, why don't you get into your thoughts on the movie?
Okay.
and I'll come in with my hot take.
Well, I was gonna do like a brief history.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to do my take then, or do you want to just go for that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go with my take then, and I'll say you're all wrong. Just kidding. But this actually is so Cats is what actually inspired me to come up with the idea for this podcast, because after watching the Cats movie, I kind of came away from it thinking, you know what, that was not that bad. Because you hear obviously the perception of this movie is this horrible train wreck. Everyone saw the trailer and it was decided it was garbage, and the cats looked too weird to be enjoyable, and it was definitely going to be this movie that was so bad it was good. And while it's definitely not a great movie or even a good movie, I basically come away with it saying it's like a 5 or a 6. I think this is a pretty. I think it's a fun movie. I think obviously
Garbage.
Well, and I don't want to disagree with Beck, because I don't think you like just hate it because it's supposed to be bad, because I think your points are legitimate. I'd say it was similar to like Citizen Kane, where you have I disagree with you, but you have legitimate points. I see why you don't, but I do think that overall people are just overly mean and dislike it because it's what you're supposed to do.
After we release this, Tom Hooper's gonna like start cyber stalking you. The one person to defend Cats.
Yes, I'm the one person to defend Cats. No, but actually, I have some evidence for this, because actually I was looking at reviews, and oddly enough, I found on Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes, the critic reviews. So like on Metacritic, the critic reviews are at 32. On Cats, the critic reviews are at 19. But the user reviews are both at 5.3 and 5.4, which is exactly where I stand. I think it's like a 5 or a 6 movie.
Okay, I just want to jump in here and offer a hypothesis as to why it's sitting at around a 5.5. I'm guessing a lot of 1s and 10s.
Yes, that's definitely true.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Not to mention, probably a lot of those 10s are, this was a mesmerizing shit show.
I don't disagree with that take.
Yeah, like there's been a rip in the whole, or there's been a rip in the fabric of space-time, and I've entered and experienced Cats. Something like that.
But I mean, that's part of the fun, and that's part, like you said, that's part of the fun of the stage production too. It's not like the stage production has been going. I was listening to a podcast today where he's like he's like, it's kind of ridiculous to call like this one of the longest running shows ever as like trash. Like that would be an absurd thing to say, is that Cats is garbage. And I'd agree, it's kind of not on the same level with the movie, but like the stage production is a ridiculous shit show, but that's what's fun about it. And I'd agree the movie is at least has somewhat of that. There's definitely has some flaws that really take you out of that, but that's kind of my take. And I think I basically came out of the movie and I was like, you know what? That was fun. Half those songs were bops. This movie isn't that bad. You're all just mean. Which I think should be the title of the episode.
Incorrect. The only bop is Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat, the movie version, separate of the movie, and you've gotten 100% of the pleasure and none of the pain. But
that's the other caveat, is I come from a perspective of no rhythm or musical experience, so I just hear any kind of music and I just go, ooh, yay, song. Like I just like spectacle. That's why I'm a fan of the Marvel movies. It's spectacle. I'm
ooh,
all
yay.
about it.
The thing is that like the spectacle isn't of ooh, bright lights singing song. It's holy shit, those fucking harmonies, dude. I didn't know the human voice could fucking do that, dude. I didn't know the human body could fucking do that, dude.
You obviously never listened to me saying "What to Cirque du Soleil."
I mean, Cats is kind of Cirque du Soleil turned down a little bit because they're not like hanging from the ceiling or anything. But a lot of like they actually do hang from the ceiling in the stage in the 1998 version at one point.
That's really cool.
But there are incredible like feats of incredible dancing, where there were moments where when Danny and I first watched the stage version, we were like, how are they doing this? How can they still be doing this? How are their legs still jumping? And that's a big appeal of Cats, is watching people at peak performance in ridiculous situations. Whereas you don't get that in the movie production of Cats, because A, you can't see the people's bodies doing anything because it's all CG. And you can't even see, like, the effort their bodies are going under because they literally tried to, like, CG them into jumping like cats, and so they float awkwardly in the air at points, and it's horrific.
Their floating is... Yeah, I vaguely remember that being weird.
Is Adrian Brody in this movie?
No.
Because I remember watching trailer and there was a cat that, like, vaguely looked like Adrian Brody.
I think you're talking about Monkastrap.
Sure. Beck, you could have literally just said, yeah, that's probably a character.
Okay,
yes.
So the thing is...
The actor who played Monkastrap is Robbie Fairchild, who looks like Adrian Brody. So that...
And pulls it the fuck off, I'd like you to all know.
Which is actually...
Beck, I was not insulting you. I was insulting this series. Yeah.
Well,
movie.
I was going to actually, like, say a bit about that, but...
Okay.
Brad was in the middle of something.
Bit time.
No, Beck, I just wanted to compliment you on your cat guessing skills, because we are 3 degrees removed from Adrian Brody, yet you still managed to correctly guess the cat.
Yeah,
which is remarkable.
Yeah. I'm looking at him. He does not look like Adrian Brody. However, catified sort of looks like Adrian Brody, but fucking looks terrifying.
He's the one who looks the most like Adrian Brody of any of the other cats. So that's why.
Oh my god! I'm looking at these fucking screenshots.
All right, well, I wouldn't recommend that.
Look at these screenshots. This fucking movie is, like, giving me the creeps.
Also, something I would like to say about the Cats reviews is, first of all, I don't know if this holds up for everything, but critics are fucking annoying.
You're right.
Reading their articles they just fucking think they're, like, great writers, and it's all nonsense. And it's not because, like, I disagree with them, because their writing is nonsense. And also, the puns are absurd. They fucking every other review had to bring up hairballs for some reason.
I will say you sent me the best one, which is the best anti-cat propaganda.
I just like it because it says it can make you hate Garfield. And
I love how the biggest sin of the cat is that it is supremely boring.
Which I just, but we'll see. I also want to, again, I want to rewatch this because I want to see if I could totally be wrong. I could come back and take this all back and be like, yeah, no, this movie did suck.
That's my goal.
Oh my god.
That's Beck's goal.
That's my goal for this episode.
I don't think you'll get there because, again, I think the problem is maybe after I watch that video there's a video.
There's a video that it's kind of required watching to really understand how bad Cats is. It's by Sideways, amazing YouTube channel, who kind of takes music theory into, media studies and stuff like that.
I'd like to just read some of the the reviews from IMDb that are just the blurbs. Oh yeah, it's really not that bad once you close your eyes.
Wrong.
Staring at a wall is far better use of your time. Why? Should be considered a crime against humanity. I really like this one. I prayed for the first time in decades.
See, and that's what I mean. Like, those are all fucking hilarious. I'll give you that. Those are all fun. But that's nonsense reviews. You all know the movie isn't that bad. You're just saying that because it's cool to hate cats, and you want to get on a subreddit.
I would definitely say it's not like a war crime, but it's terrible. It's like a 2 out of 10 movie.
That's why. See, I don't disagree that you think that, but I think it's a 5 out of 6 movie.
I'm getting some I'm just getting enjoyment out of these. Are we both having strokes? Asked my girlfriend.
I will say my favorite review is the review by a conversation with the guy who took mushrooms and saw cats. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. I'm gonna look for some tidbits out of this. You guys should keep talking.
Oh my god, the budget was $95 million.
Yes, this movie was outrageously expensive.
Yeah.
It made 75 and a half.
Which is kind of crazy.
I would have thought that it would make more because, it's the spectacle, come watch this garbage, over-processed movie that they're pretending is a blockbuster.
Grisabella.
Yeah, Grisabella, the glamour cat.
Jenny Anydots.
That's the
Bustafer.
old Gumby cat. Bustafer Jones. I don't think he has a subtitle. Now you're starting to list off names of cats, and I was going to do that.
Sorry, I could not stop myself after, I was looking at the thing, and then the cast list was right there. I'm just like, who the fuck wrote these names? Andrew Lloyd Webber, why?
No, T.S. Eliot.
Really?
Yes, Cats was...
Because Andrew Lloyd... I looked it up and it said Andrew Lloyd Webber made Cats.
So
yes,
Cats is based
I need to go
on...
into the history.
Yeah.
I'm about to do that.
Okay.
So, the Cats musical was written in 1981 by Andrew Lloyd Webber, based off of poems by T.S. Eliot that his mother read to him growing up.
Oh, so that's why it makes no sense.
Yes, because it's poems.
It's like if I tried making a movie based off of fucking, The Giving Tree.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It's a bit, because it's, British children's poetry, so it's a lot of nonsense names and, forcing a rhyme.
Mungo Jerry and the Rumpelteazer.
Mungo Jerry and Rumpelteazer. But, yes. As I was, I got into Cats. I watched the original stage production, and then I accidentally found myself looking at the Cats fandom, which does exist.
I'm sorry.
I'm not in it. But it's really funny because, yes, now I know a lot of the Cats' names by heart. And there are 3 tiers to Cats' names, which is first tier, cats with their names in songs and songs written about them, like Jenny Anydots, Mr. Mistopheles, Rum Tum Tugger. Then there are cats that have large roles, but don't have songs about them, like Munkustrap and Jemima and Bombalurina. And then Cats is a musical where the entire company have names.
Yeah, that's fucking great, is that every cat on stage has a name.
Yes. Not only does every cat on stage have a name, but they have defined, costumes for that cat. And so people that are deep in the paint with this can look at, a costume and go, oh yeah, that's Alonzo. And I'm like,
my God,
what?
that's impressive for a stage production. That that the entire ensemble is distinct characters.
Not to mention, they can look and be like, oh yeah, that's Alonzo from the Tokyo 2002 production. Because there are slight differences. Yeah, these people go off.
Okay, it's impressive on the stage. These people are insane, but the stage, that's pretty cool.
Yes, and they do ship even the background characters together.
That's a fandom for you.
I love it because all you have to go off of is their fucking, dance moves, I guess.
Yeah, where they are
costumes.
on stage, kind of how they react, how they act together in dance room. I found out that they have their own wiki.
That's not surprising. This one, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They all have their own names, yeah, totally.
But there is an entire page that is called Headcanons. I've never seen that in a single fandom wiki. No fandom wikis do this. They have a page for headcanons and a page for shipping, where they just go through the theories. Absurd.
I mean, by the way, can we just take a second to talk about the costumes? Because
They're good.
in the stage production, the costumes are fucking amazing, and I think that is probably one of the biggest shames is that that this movie doesn't just use costumes.
Absolutely.
Well, best way to fix that is just CGI.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was actually thinking about that, and I was like, I feel like if they just used the costumes, it would have been better, but it would have also been probably like no one would have heard of this movie. I don't think. Like, people would have been like vaguely aware of it, but no one would have cared. They're like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then also people probably would have said, well, it's 2019. Why not just CGI it?
It also got a lot of hype going into it because of Tom Hooper.
They're looking like some serious Thundercats.
Yeah, that's true.
You're right.
Give me some Lino vibes.
Was 1981.
You just kind of look at the costumes and you get the, like, it is all the spectacle right there. Like,
yeah, I don't know if the thought process for the 2019 Cats was, a filmed production of this show already exists, so we don't want to do live action. We want to do something else as to not step on its toes, which ended up being like the fatal mistake. I don't know what.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was kind of like, because like you look at a costume and like it's pretty wild and out there,
right? Sure.
And I think there was kind of the same thought process, like, well, what can we do with CGI? What can we do with CGI? What can we do that's weird and out there? And you kind of take that risk, and obviously the risk fucking blew up in their face major.
Yeah.
They fucking probably bombed the whole show. But I think it was kind of taking that risk of trying to go out there. And so I could see the thought process, at least. I think they should have put more thought into it, but...
Well, by the time it was in development, I guess it was too late, because this was kind of just a bad idea from the get.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, by the time the trailer came out, it was too late to go back.
Yeah.
Like, that's when everyone was like, hey, this is garbage. And it's like, oh, well, sorry. Here you go. Here's your slop.
The thing is...
Well, I think...
No, go on, Vaughn.
Oh, no, I was going to say, like, I don't know if there's anything else we can talk about without watching the movie. No, you got stuff to go.
Yeah, I don't know if this is post or pre-watch discussion. There's probably a few things that you might need to transplant, from this end to the other end in editing.
Yeah, that's a Vaughn problem, so...
Yeah, that's a Vaughn problem, not mine. So... But another issue with the Cats movie, it was not just... If they had done this fully live and with no CGI, they didn't, drag cats through the air through editing. They just had a bunch of people on a stage or a sound stage. It still wouldn't be good because of how the music was done. They didn't rehearse. They didn't rehearse at all. They had the orchestra playing live in a separate room and told the actors to do whatever they wanted to do with their singing, where they, would slow down or speed up at certain points to convey it like a sentence, like acting. But they didn't give the orchestra any time to work with that. So you can tell at several points in the production, the orchestra just trying to keep up. And they can't do it.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
Yeah,
That is fucking
pretty wild.
Ridiculous. Which, again, that video that Becca's been wanting me to watch, and I've been waiting to watch it until after we watch the movie again,
Yes.
is from the YouTube channel Sideways, Why the Music in Cats is Worse Than You Thought. Which I think I could see as a fucking hour-long video.
Yeah.
So that's another movie. But I could see that as being what kind of points out the issues that me, as someone who, with no rhythm or tone, would definitely not notice.
Yeah. They also, which is not covered in that video, it's covered in the video on Les Mis, also directed by Tom Hooper.
I will say I also love Les Mis. Should I say also? I don't love Cats. I do love Les Mis.
That they had the vocal performers going for several hours with one take. And not only did they switch up the vocal performance every take, but also singing for 10 hours is a good way to destroy your voice irreparably for the rest of your life.
Oh no!
I mean, that's just how you get them real tears. I'm just saying.
Which also you don't want to have real tears while singing.
That is pretty bad.
Yeah, because you get phlegm in your throat, which you can't really sing through.
Unless Tom Hopper's yelling at you to sing better for 10 hours straight.
Yeah, it's not very good.
No, that's fair. This dude is obviously quack.
A hack. Quack is for doctors.
But you know what? You know what? His movies are... Well, Cats is fun and Les Mis is sad, so... That's my take. That's my hot take.
Alright.
Come at me.
What Danny is saying is that he's a dummy.
I'm not disagreeing there, but...
Is there anything we can add to the previous discussion, or should we get on with the movie?
Let's get on with that
I
movie.
think I'm ready to watch Cats.
I'm always ready to watch Cats.
Let's watch some kitty
You know, like,
cats.
Nya?
Yeah, you want to watch Cats, Ezra?
Like, yeah.
You know, like, Nya?
As they say, this movie, I believe the tagline is, "I'm a cat, I'm a kitty cat."
And he
I
dance. No, dance.
Before we go, can I just read a quick excerpt from this review of the guy who ate mushrooms and then went and saw Cats?
Yes.
Please do.
I eat mushrooms all the time. I love them on my pizza.
I try mushroom pizza. Rebel Wilson's cat appeared and spread her horny cat legs wide open, exposing what felt like our Sarlacc pit of CGI fur. Like I was staring into the abyss, I yelled "fuck" and spilled my popcorn when that happened. This is in a movie theater, by the way. Certainly this couldn't be real. It couldn't be happening. Why was nobody reacting? Was I hallucinating? All of it? Was it just a normal film? And I was the one creating the dancing cockroaches and the mice children, and she zipped open her skin. Why did she zip open her skin?
This is really good for the two who have not watched the movie to react to.
Yeah. So two things for you. So for Vaughn and Brad, I would like you to go into this movie with an open mind.
And an open cat zipped skin.
Well, go in with an open mind. And also go into it imagining what it would be like to watch this movie on mushrooms.
Alright.
If you do both those things simultaneously.
Well, with this all being said, we'll see you guys in just a little bit after we watch 2019's Cats.
Warning, you're going to want to sit down for this offer.
Stay on your feet. Go try it.
For the first time, we are opening the vault, and for a limited time, you could own the entire Ezra Cole live collection.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's right. For just $9.99, you can own hits such as Drive a Tow Garbage Truck,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Drive a tow garbage truck.
and Pink School Bus.
Only one.
In this once-in-a-lifetime deal, you can get access to the never-before-heard Car Race heavy metal album.
Hurry!
Use your credit card and get $30 off.
Yay! I'm ready. Oh yay! I'm ready. Oh yay!
That's right, get all 15 CDs for just $69.99. You will not find this deal in stores. Email now to get this exclusive collection, and you too could win.
Count three. 3, 2, 1. Well, we just watched Cats.
Why do you say it like that?
Why wouldn't we say it like that?
Because we just watched Cats. Because I think Danny was the only one here who legitimately
Danny,
enjoyed
did you
it.
watch that video?
Yes, I watched the video. I watched
Good.
my homework. I will say I didn't love the video, but that's for other. It's just not something that's particularly interesting.
I would like to watch this video afterwards.
Yeah, so this is the Sideways, why Cats is worse than you thought, or why the music in Cats is worse than you thought video.
Cool.
Would you guys like to give your thoughts first? Because mine, or I think, was more nuanced.
Are you going to have the polarizing take?
Yes, but it's mine's overly nuanced, more nuanced than this movie deserves.
I would say that mine is probably also
Alright.
that, but in the opposite direction.
That's fair. I was thinking start with Brad, because I think Brad could probably sum his up in like 1 or 2 words.
My response to the movie? Negative.
My response, Cat's
just-
bad.
That's all we're getting from you?
It's what I would imagine smoking salvia and taking benzodiazepine at the same time is like.
Two things
Can't
I
confirm.
don't know what they are. Okay, I know what salvia is.
Well, after we got to the end of the movie and I looked over at Brad, then came to the realization of, oh, yeah, if you don't like musicals, if you have no interest in music...
Yeah, I looked over at Brad at the end and I was like, oh, we just tortured this poor man for like 2 hours.
Even if you have interest in musicals, you shouldn't watch this.
I'm
I was
sorry,
also
Brad.
tortured.
Yeah, but you at least care about like musicals? You kind of like them?
Yeah, you should have. Yeah, you needed to. I would have been fine with Brad just sitting out and being like, yeah, it's probably bad. Like,
Because even
Well,
like,
I'm glad that I watched
he
it. I
wouldn't
mean,
even like the stage version because he just doesn't like musicals.
yeah, exactly.
yeah, musicals. I've actually been watching a few just kind of on my own, mostly just Disney, just to kind of dip my toes in the musical genre. It's still not my preferred, but you know it's fine. I don't really have any ill will towards it. I just don't prefer it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only musical that I do have ill will towards is
Cats.
the 2019 Tom Hooper
Yep.
film Cats.
Oh, I thought you were not going to say Cats because you started going off.
Oh no,
That's
no, I was wrapping it back around.
He was just,
Okay.
being funny.
I was going to be surprised that it wasn't Cats, but no, he did. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
So
Shall I say my thoughts now?
Yeah, Vaughn, you got any hot takes?
I do. I've learned a lot through this movie about myself, about the world, but most importantly, that cats are not dogs.
That's true.
I thought you were about to go into a speech about how you're a furry now.
We already knew that.
No, if anything, this is the fear of this is shied me away from ever
I'm
being a
going to
furry.
look that up later because now I'm very curious if furries like or hate this.
I can't imagine that they enjoy it.
I mean, you got to see Idris Elba naked with some hair, so like, I don't
think that it's just the presence of fur on human bodies that they are into.
That's probably true.
Okay, so originally this was just supposed to be a cartoon,
Oh, that would have been so much better.
Yeah, probably.
but Tom Hooper made it live
Tom
action.
Hooper's a hack.
Beck, did you want to go or you want me to go? It might be good for me to go, and then you can respond to that.
Okay. Because I was like, who's going to fight the other?
Yeah, you can fight. So, well, because I don't know. Okay. So I have a lot of thoughts on this. 'Cause I've been going back and forth. So I watched that video, and I mean, obviously, Sideways, the dude, he knows what he's talking about. Definitely knows way more about music than I ever would, and so like, yeah, a lot of it went over my head, but the parts that I could understand, like his big thing Sideways was pointing out is that for some fucking reason, Tom Hooper thought it was a good idea to just let the actors do whatever they want and have the orchestra follow them, which even I would be like, yeah, that's fucking idiotic. Like, I think
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Tom Hooper is obviously a hack.
Yeah.
I'm not. But I think my biggest issue though is, and the reason I kind of think this movie is underrated a little bit is because I still enjoyed the movie. I still had fun, and I don't think watching an hour-long video afterwards to tell me about why I shouldn't have enjoyed the music or anything makes it necessarily that bad. But
All right, that's respectable. Okay.
yeah. So one more thing. So basically what I think it comes down to is I think it doesn't come down to this movie being good at all. It comes down to the original Cats musical being so good that even despite Tom Hooper's best effort, he couldn't ruin it as that much for me. And this is coming from someone who has no musical knowledge. Like, I was in a musical in high school and got one of the only non-singing spots. I was in choir, and I specifically remember one concert where someone asked, "Hey, who was that guy that was really loud and off key?" And I knew for a fact that was me. And my friends were telling me, "Oh yeah, you could hear Danny get real louder than everyone else." Like I have no musical talent, or my favorite genre is punk. I like Scottish because of the horns. Like it's so like, but I think that I feel like I'm probably closer to the general audience than like Beck or Sideways, or like these people that really understand music, that can hear those differences. I think for me, the music is just, it's fun, it's catchy, I enjoyed it, and that's kind of what I think is the redeeming qualities, is that Cats, the musical, is amazing, and even though Tom Hooper did everything he could to try to ruin it, I don't think it's as bad as it could have been. Or, I think it's probably as bad as he could make it, but it's still just not that bad because I think the music is great. It's probably better.
All right. I'm not going to fight you on that, actually.
Thank you.
I will kind of say that, like, yeah, I do come at movies at more of an analytical level.
Mm-hmm.
Partially because I try to create, myself, and I want to see, like, the flaws and other things so that I can try to work around them.
Yeah, totally.
Which is why, I focus so much on the story, which they did. That's, the big issue with me. The musical parts where, like, the orchestra is trying and they are not succeeding.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is obviously the orchestra are amazing and did their best.
Yeah.
Tom Hooper tried to screw them, and like I think everyone else except for Tom Hooper deserves all the praise on this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's bad, but I think my main issue with it is that it took it from being a musical that was about spectacle but also had heart to, the additions to the movie took away kind of like the message, I guess. Which you wouldn't think that Cats has a message.
Yeah.
But it does. And they did take it. But again, that's overly analytical, Beck.
Yeah, that's kind of another thing I wanted to push back on some, is because like in the Sideways video, the first 20 minutes is him frothing at the mouth about Veronica being added to the movie.
Victoria.
Victoria, sorry, being added to the movie, which I kind of disagree with on some parts.
I'm also
I will say that
at the mouth.
Huh?
I'm going straight monkey.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think it's not a bad addition. I agree that I see what I looked up the lyrics for that song, because you and him said like this is basically telling Grisabella to like screw off, you had something good, and I'm like, It can't be that. And then I looked at the lyrics and it's like, oh yeah, it is kind of just that.
Yeah.
She's just basically saying like, hey, I had nothing, which is very weird. I don't know why they did that, but I think the rest of it is fine. I don't think it's done well. Like, I think it makes sense to try to add a main character for the audience to have some kind of connection with. I think
that
expecting them to keep it like
it was kind
the
of
original.
Yeah, it's difficult because Cats is meant to be kind of an interactive experience. Like the audience is a part of the performance for it. You know, like you don't need a main character because they're telling this story. These cats are telling this story to you, the audience, and they're making it clear that like they're talking to you. But Tom Hooper felt that wouldn't translate well from a movie, and I feel like, I guess it would be a lot more difficult to do that in a movie.
Yeah, I guess I wish he did it better because I don't think it's a bad.
Because he kind of did. And also, what?
Said if they wanted like this to translate into more of a story for, like Cat's telling you a story for a movie. Just a narrator.
Well, the mongoose strap, the gray one, is meant to be the narrator. But they kind of took that away.
Well, I think what you're talking about is exactly why this entire movie was kind of a fool's errand, in a way, because, like, the reason why the stage production is so successful is because of what you're talking about, Beck, like, the spectacle and kind of like having the proper context for the cast ostensibly like speaking to the audience. And obviously with a movie, if you're sitting at home watching it on TV, there's like that narrative distance. And
it's harder to do.
Zero spectacle because you're obviously not sitting in a theater watching this be performed live. 2, no live music, obviously you're at home. And then, so when it shifts onto the TV, without all the spectacle there, you know, the home viewer obviously wants to concentrate more on the narrative, but this play does not have a narrative really at all. So it's just, you know, you strip away everything that makes cats and replace it with, you know, computer generated cat people, Khajiit, and like you get what
Monkey Strap has wares if you have coin.
Exactly. So you get what this film was, which is just a complete misfire.
That kind of reminds me of something Alan Menken says, where you know, a cartoon movie is really the only way that you can make a suitable, a good musical for a movie, because it has that inherent separation. Because, you know, you're already doing that thing. I forgot the fucking words. You're already suspending your disbelief because you're picturing these cartoons as people. And so it's not that much farther of a leap to then think, okay, we're singing. And you have that suspension of disbelief on the stage because of, you know, you're in the room with them, and you're never unaware that you're in the same room as them. They're not in, you know, a separate room where you're thinking, okay, I'm watching in on this actually happening. You're always aware that these are actors, and there's no way you can, you know, change that.
Okay,
so you have to work
harder.
harder.
On that note, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go on.
I would love to see an animated version of Cats. I feel like someone, you know, well, I guess the go-to is always like Studio Ghibli, but maybe like Laika or someone like that could do like just a really
that would be haunting.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Brad, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go on Disney Plus and you're gonna look up Aristocats.
Shut up. Not the same thing whatsoever.
Well, if you play the Cats music in the background.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That'd be very interesting.
Fun fact about this movie: Andrew Lloyd Webber, the man who made Cats himself, actually made music for it.
Yeah, he actually wrote "Beautiful Ghosts" with Taylor
and Tom
Swift.
Hooper cut it.
No, I wish he did though.
Steven Spielberg studio Implementation wanted to adapt it, but sadly that studio got shut down.
Well, I was gonna say, why did Andrew Lloyd Webber write that beautiful Ghost when the song is like the lyrics are wild? But then he also wrote the second Phantom of the Opera, so like I don't.
He's
not infallible.
Amazing when he was starting out, but then once he got too big for his britches, he was like,
yeah.
Well, I'm a rich Englishman.
It sounds like he just wants to undo everything he did before.
Yeah, he just kind of figured, okay, I'm infallible now.
Yeah. I make this joke, guys, because the second Phantom of the Opera is basically, when I watched it, I thought it was written by by a fan who thought the Phantom was the good guy in the Phantom of the Opera. That's basically what it sounds like. I was surprised to find out it was actually Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Well, it was Andrew Lloyd Webber after a divorce.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So he wrote Phantom of the Opera kind of as a love story to his wife, and then they got divorced, and he was like, you know what?
Well, that's petty.
He's like,
Fuck you.
I'll undo that one then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest musicals of all time. Like, oh, well, that was a sham.
That's, oh my god. That's so petty. Like, oh, I love you so much. Here's this beautiful musical. Divorce. Fuck you, bitch!
Yeah. I'm gonna fuck up the first one with the second one.
It's kind of crazy because he doesn't make Christine the villain. He makes Christine's husband, Rolf, the villain.
Yeah.
Which is...
It just makes the Phantom the good guy.
Yeah. Which is, there's gotta be something in there's gotta be something there.
Yeah, there's some weird,
psychologically.
He sees himself as the Phantom and doesn't realize he was the bad,
Yeah.
He's got some trouble
fun
there.
fact, that, so when this movie was released in 2019, originally the studio sought to go to the live-action Wicked movie, but that did not get finished in time. That's supposed to come out in December of this year.
I was just saying, is that supposed to, because that sounds, I've never seen Wicked.
Neither have I.
We'll have to review that when that comes out, because I've never really liked Wicked.
Hopefully it'll be very highly rated so we can review it.
Hopefully.
Yes, yeah,
or
Wicked seems like
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully not, but less so that one. But if so,
this movie actually put Tom Hooper on a list. He is the third person to win both an Oscar and a Razzie for directing.
Oof.
Vaughn, do you have the other two handy?
Is that just emblematic?
I sure do.
Award shows today.
He joins lists with Kevin Costner and Michael Cimino.
Michael Cimino, yes.
Cimino.
Because Michael Cimino did The Deer Hunter, which I believe was a Best Picture winner in 74?
No,
78.
Okay. I knew it was in the...
And then Heaven's Gate in 80.
Heaven's Gate might be a good underrated.
Okay.
Because that was essentially the first box office bomb. Because that movie cost like tens and tens of millions of dollars and made no money and essentially got Michael Cimino blacklisted in Hollywood, and he like never really worked. Like, he did still work, but like never did anything important again.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
How bad was this movie?
I've never seen it, so.
So you want to hear another funny thing? Tom Hooper, again, is the third person to direct both a Best Picture Oscar winner and Worst Picture Razzie winner with Cats. He joined this list with Kevin Costner.
Wait, did Cats win Best Picture?
No.
Nominated.
So
the King's Speech, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
He won Best Picture with King's Speech and Worst Picture with Cats. Kevin Costner won Best Picture with Dances with Wolves and Worst Picture with The Postman.
Okay.
So I just find it funny that both the two lists that Tom Hooper is the third person to get added to.
Yeah.
The only other person in common is Kevin Costner. For the exact same two movies.
That's interesting. Yeah, so I mean, I guess the problem is that Tom Hooper needs to focus on stick with actors and stop trying to do musicals.
I mean, he made Les Mis.
Yeah, and it was.
Yeah.
There are issues with
I
that.
was gonna I don't want to watch Sideways. I saw Sideways also as a video on why that music is worse than you think, and I enjoyed that movie. So I don't know if I want to watch that video.
See, I heard Les Mis was phenomenal.
I love Les Mis.
The three younger actors, the three younger singers, Eddie Redmayne and Amanda Seyfried and damn it,
Janet.
Can't believe someone named the kid that.
the one who plays Cosette. Not Cosette. Who plays Eponine.
Samantha Barks.
Eponine.
Yes. Yeah. Those three are phenomenal. They are amazing. But everybody kind of panned Russell Crowe's
Russell Crowe? How does Russell Crowe do?
everybody pans it. He's a
Yeah.
good singer, but he doesn't do it here.
He doesn't
I can imagine Hugh Jackman does good. 'Cause he's
Also
like a
not.
stage performer.
Also not great.
Really?
That just kind of goes more into the production, but
Yeah, they kind of had him just kind of like talk a lot of stuff instead of actually singing.
yeah.
This is a very, like,
Maybe we should do this
cast I would not expect. Because, like,
because I love this.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen is good,
Was not
but
expecting
like
that.
he's good in the way
Yeah.
that Sacha Baron Cohen is, which is
Yeah, they're the comedic relief.
yeah.
Is he like, hey, everyone's dying, it's poor times, my wife?
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
He pisses
Yeah,
in a
that
bottle
sums it
and
up.
makes people drink it.
Yeah, and sells it
Yeah,
to
sells
him.
it
That's
to
kind
him.
of fun.
Oh my god.
All right, now I want to do that. I'm going to add this one to the list because I think Les Mis would be a fun one to do.
Actually, I have a movie that I would like to foreshadow here, like, it would get added to the list.
Okay.
While looking up this movie, I found that there is a movie referred to as the Citizen Kane of Awful.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Is it The Room?
No, it's called Movie 43.
No,
Oh,
I'm
no.
not watching that again.
I've seen it.
I've seen
is
it,
awful.
and it's not even a movie.
It is bad.
So bad.
And I think my favorite review of it is it literally looks like a whole bunch of actors got blackmailed
It
into a movie.
is.
What?
They snuck more
'Cause, like,
movie
it is
43
so
in a
many,
bunch of their
like, big name
contracts for
actors.
other movies. So they were in other movies, and then they were like, "Okay, you were in that movie. Now you have to be in movie 43." And they were like, "What?"
Wait, they literally
Yeah.
were blackmailed into doing it?
They.
I have
It was
no clue.
like.
Is that the rumor or that happened?
It was like small print on their contracts.
Okay, so they literally were forced to do this movie.
Yes,
To do other
it is
movies.
so many A-list celebrities in this god awful.
Yeah, let me read some of the actors here. We got I hate how this is broken up. Hugh Jackman.
Who has balls
Kate
prosthetics
Winslet.
added to his chin?
Oh my god.
No, his
yeah.
neck.
Anna Faris, Chris Pratt, Kieran Culkin, Emma Stone, Richard Gere, Kate Bosworth, Justin Long, Jason Sudeikis, Uma Thurman, Dennis Quaid, I think. One of the Quaids. Seth MacFarlane, yeah, Dennis. Common. The list goes on.
Man, how could this be
It's
bad?
insane.
I don't know.
Gerard
I'm
Butler,
excited.
Johnny Knoxville, Sean William Scott, Holly Berry, Stephen Merchant, Snooki as herself,
Oh.
What a time
Julianne
capsule.
Moore,
Oh.
Tony Shalhoub, Anton
That's a name I
Yelchin.
haven't heard in years.
It's a clip show. It's a sketch
So-
comedy movie.
So the whole
Oh my
the
God.
plot, quote unquote, is this guy is trying to pitch a movie, and all the segments are like, I don't know, fucking parts of the movie he's trying to.
Oh
to
man,
shoot.
I really want to hear the story on how this movie got made. Because why the fuck would you make that a movie? Whose dick did he have to suck to get this in all these people's contracts? Like
The first,
What is this?
I was looking up like how did this movie get casted, and the first line from the director said, "I asked a lot of agents, and they all blocked me."
one thing that I would also like to point out, coming back to Cats, is that's kind of the part of Cats. Is that like when I say I enjoyed it, like I legitimately it wasn't a movie where it's like so bad it's good for me, at least. There were parts of that. There are parts of that, like when Idris Elba just gets naked in his weird furry suit. But most of the movie is just I legitimately had fun with it and enjoyed the music because I don't have taste. But
Can't relate.
I think that's the thing is I think most people can. So, and then that comes to my last caveat is there's no reason you should ever watch this movie. Just go watch the original Cats.
That's true.
This is the thing I
There
will say.
is one reason to watch this movie that you're glossing over.
I'm sure there's not.
Yeah,
Right.
you would be watching it in preparation to listen to this episode of the podcast. Thank you.
I was actually going to say,
Oh,
you need to watch it in preparation to do a review of it on a podcast.
Oh, that's a good point.
I will
That's a
say
good
that
point,
there
Brad.
is kind of an inherent tragedy to that, where like this movie was supposed to make cats more accessible,
Mm-hmm.
but instead
Just
Now
the exact
everyone thinks
opposite.
it's a joke.
now everybody thinks it's a joke. That's like the
I
entire.
was just looking at the 1998 Cats musical film, and it has 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I feel like is probably just getting bombed because of the movie.
Yeah,
Which is a shame.
that is a shame.
People accidentally reviewing that movie instead. This movie
Yeah,
sucks.
it might be.
Well, there are a lot of people who are like, this doesn't have any story, it's absurd, and then the people who like cats are like, yeah, it's kind of like that, and they're like, well, then that sucks too.
I think it does lend itself to multiple watches because or maybe just like reading a little, because that's the other part of this movie is I was kind of sucked into somewhat of a story that is there when you have somewhat of an understanding of it. It doesn't do a great job of explaining, even in the original musical, because it's all in musical numbers, and that's just hard to pick a story out of when you have all this spectacle and they're singing the story at you. It's hard to.
What about
understand it.
Hamilton?
I mean, Hamilton's like rapping it, which is I think different. And also Hamilton again comes with somewhat of a knowledge of like I think a lot of people who like it have somewhat of a knowledge of who Hamilton is in this time period and stuff. Like you have that history. And if you go into Cats with somewhat like you listen to a podcast or something, that's how I went into it, listening to some podcasts that like give a vague background of what the story is. You can kind of pick up on that if you have somewhat of an understanding. Not that it makes it good, because you shouldn't have to same thing like what I was saying with the having to watch a movie, an hour-long video to tell me why I shouldn't like this. Like you shouldn't have to watch them and tell
Yeah,
you why
listen to
this
an
is
hour-long
good.
podcast saying why you shouldn't.
Yeah, but listen to our podcast.
Yeah, Danny's
but,
mom.
But you shouldn't have to. Well, yeah, my mom. Yeah, mom. I'm sure she has her own thoughts on. She probably will not watch this movie, unfortunately. So our one listener has not actually.
Well, I'm
watched
glad
so
we covered
That's
it.
all right. She can go just listen to the. Yeah. I'm glad, now she knows she doesn't need to. Just go watch the original.
I am worried for the impact of Cats and how it's going to work out for musical movies, because there were a lot in the works when Cats came out.
Yeah, I
haven't heard from most of them. I know that In the Heights is still going.
Let's say I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
too
coming to
coming
HBO
out
Max,
soon.
I think.
Yeah, it's coming to home box office.
Oh yeah.
It looks
I'm very
fucking
excited.
great.
That's actually
like
coming soon. I just saw
Nice.
I would say I did just see a trailer for it a few days ago.
yeah.
Wicked, like you said, Wicked is apparently coming soon, which I'm excited for. Hamilton is definitely going to get a movie once Into the Heights
Hamilton
is done,
doesn't
I'm
need
sure.
a movie.
It's already Hamilton's already been greenlit.
Yeah.
In the Heights is June 11th.
So hopefully these three can save it. I have all kinds of faith in
All
that.
they need to do to rake in the money is just film the stage versions, release them as movies, make musicals
Maybe, I don't
accessible, because
know.
that's the whole point of a musical movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I wonder how that would go. How that would work.
I mean, it would work like Hamilton worked.
That's true. Hamilton did work like that. I don't know if
It
I
would
wonder if
work
that
like
would
the
work for
original
most of- Hamilton
Cats.
worked because Hamilton was so huge. I don't know. That's a good point. I'm interested. hopefully we see more of that, because I think that could be
There
great.
are
I
so
feel like
many
you'll see some
people
pushback from, like,
who love musicals and they listen to musicals all the time and listen to the music for musicals all the time. But going to musicals is so expensive and bootlegs suck.
yeah,
They
that's
would
true.
make bank.
That would be awesome if they would just do that. And then, like, if it gets huge, you could always make a movie. Because I'm excited for a Hamilton, like, actual movie, though. I mean,
I don't really know
how much better
it's gonna be,
I don't know
you
that
know?
it's gonna change. Yeah. It's I don't know that it would change that much. Like, that's a good point.
If anything.
Yeah, I'm also
But I feel like Hamilton.
Sorry, Brad,
Sorry,
what?
go ahead.
I'm also curious to see what you guys think is going to happen to Tom Hooper. Because
God, I sure hope he stops making movies.
He hasn't made anything since.
yeah,
I just want him to stop making musicals.
This was his last movie he's made.
yeah, I'm kind of
When
curious.
does
I
come out?
Okay,
because
I'm
of, like,
not hoping
COVID
for
and
the guy to be
everything, but-
destitute, but, like, please stop ruining musicals, bud.
Yeah, no, I just stopped because I mean apparently King's Speech I've only ever agreed. Like, it sounds like he's really just actor focused, and I don't know why he keeps wanting to make musicals.
Well, let's
and
have
I don't know
Joel
why
Schumacher make the next musical.
I don't know why people that's the other thing. Why did people not push back on, like, why did the people on it, why did his music directors and
Well,
stuff,
because
like,
Les Mis
allow
kind
him
of
to do
like
this?
Les Mis worked, in critical
that's a good
appeal.
point.
So everybody heard Tom Hooper was doing Cats, and they were like, "Oh hell yeah, it's gonna be like Les Mis." And, like, unfortunately, it was like Les Mis, but only the bad parts of Les Mis.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Turned up to 100.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Les Mis also made, like, a lot of money,
Yeah.
which I think, was kind of his guarantor, if you like. The studios, was Cats Warner Brothers? I think it was, but I'm guessing that, with The King's Speech winning an Oscar, Les Mis, The Danish Girl, they were giving him progressively more and more slack, on the leash to, like, execute his creative vision. And, yeah, he made a fatal mistake.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's Universal.
Oh, was Universal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Cats has one thing going for it that Les Mis doesn't, and that's, does Les Mis have a butthole cut?
It's
That's a good point.
It's just regular
At
Les
least the
Mis,
butthole
but
cut.
nobody's wearing pants. Yeah.
Cheeks, all cheeks are spread.
All right, yeah. So that's the final. Our final note is hashtag release the butthole
Release the
cut.
butthole cut.
Let's get it
I'm
trending.
surprised.
They did it with the
I'm
Snyder cut,
so
and it turned out
surprised
good.
that they have
apparently.
not released the butthole cut.
Actually,
yet.
that's
after
true.
we're done recording this, I do want to talk
Ooh,
about the
we do
Snyder
need to talk
Cut for a
about that.
second.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
will talk about that.
Oh boy,
I'm an
I have
hour in.
feelings
I'm,
about the Snyder Cut.
oh, do you? Okay, I'm an hour in, and I'm digging it.
You could not
I'm
pay
only an hour
me.
in so far. Oh yeah, that was the other thing is I can't wait till we do back-to-back Justice Leagues on this podcast.
Fuck
Bad Justice
that.
League, good Justice
I will
League.
not
Do it
watch the Bad
back-to-back.
Justice League.
No, come
My
on.
friend
Vaughn,
had me
Vaughn,
watch
we
just
should
a
make
couple scenes of that, and I was physically gagging.
All right, that's ridiculous.
I was like, how could just a couple scenes change so much?
Just physically gagging.
It's just so much worse.
It is.
Whedon did one thing different. He had one line that Snyder took out that I thought was better than what Snyder had. And that's a serious, non-jokey line. And I love it. I'll tell Brad it because you said you're only an hour in, so I don't want to spoil it for you.
Okay, thank you. But let me just throw this out there. Vaughn, Brad, if you agree to it, we can make back watch both Justice Leagues. That'd be fun.
Don't do it.
I would never subject Beck to 6... I would not subject Beck to 6 hours of Justice League.
No,
Nobody do
I wouldn't
that.
subject myself to that.
God damn it, guys. All right, fine.
I can't even watch
We'll just do
Marvel.
all-
You expect me to watch DC?
I was gonna say, fine, we'll just have to do every Marvel movie. All right. That's my second offer.
Alright, with
That's
that
more
note,
likely.
this has been... I've been Vaughn.
Wait. Vaughn, what'd you think? Overrated, underrated?
Oh, this movie is completely rated.
Alright, Brad?
Rated.
Overrated.
Oof. All right, so you guys know what I'm gonna say. This movie is very underrated. Greatest movie of all time. Go out, watch it now. # release the butthole cut.
Release the
I'm gonna tell you
4K Steelbook.
I'm going to cut you as soon as you say overrated. I mean underrated. As soon as you say,
Danny, I'm coming to your house
underrated,
right
and
now.
then that's where the
Get
podcast
ready.
is ending.
No.
I'm gonna Uber your house and beat you up.
My real take is much more. It's like the Cats musical is a 10 out of 10. The movie brings it down to a 5 out of 10. But that's only because Tom Hooper tried to kill
You know what?
it,
That's still
but
a
he
1 out
couldn't.
of 5. I'm fine.
Yeah, I guess.
No, I think it's
No, it's not. It's a 2
very
out of 5.
slightly underrated. I think people are mad at it for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
No, I
Also, I also just before
I did my
before we
math
sign
wrong.
off, I want to just also mention the other fatality of this movie that we've not mentioned
Me,
so far.
my soul.
Yeah, my sanity, my hairline. No, Francesca Hayward's career,
Oh, that poor girl.
Who's that?
which is just
Victoria.
a real shame because yeah.
Oh.
Because I think that, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but you can tell, like, through the CGI and, like, the capture of her movements that she's clearly, like, very graceful and, like, probably a very gifted dancer.
I don't think
And,
that it'll
You
you
kill
can
her
say she's very
stage
cat-like.
career. Her stage career is probably going to keep going strong, but it's going to be difficult
Yep,
for her to
but
get
her-
back into
her-
movies.
Yeah.
That's true, but I mean, would you want to be in movies again?
I don't see why I wouldn't want to
Once
still
you reach
be
the
in
top, where do you
movies. I
go?
just would be a bit more choosy.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what her career is like. If she was mostly a stage actor, then I imagine
Yeah.
this would make her think, hey, I'm going to keep to that. But I don't know.
Well,
All right.
F's in the
Now for
chat
real.
for Francesca Hayward.
F's in the chat, boys.
F's in the chat, boys.
And
I
we
would
also
like
F in our
everybody
Discord.
to know that we did put F's in the chat.
All right, so I've been Vaughn.
Vaughn, you need to do your jellicle name.
Oh,
were they?
fuck me.
Vaughnfer Jones.
Let me. Oh yeah, this has been Vaughnifer Jones, the comic book cat.
I've been old Danoronimy, the daddy cat.
Oh, I forgot mine.
Come on, Brad.
Brad, I'm sure you
on,
remember yours,
Brad.
Brad. You had it tattooed on you.
I don't remember it, but this has been Mr. Brad Stopheles.
Yeah!
That sounds right.
I've
That
never
sounds
been
right.
more proud of you.
That's good.
Carbeckety!
Yeah, that was good.
Oh no, you're Brad Ballerina, the gym
Yeah.
cat.
I like the initiative.
This has and
Brad
always
took
will be.
initiative, alright?
Yours is way better.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Yours-
you came off the top of your head. That's impressive, Brad. Good job.
All right, Beck. Do you remember yours?
I scrolled up. I'm Carbeckety, the fanfiction cat.
And this has been the Over Under Hype Machine. Tune in next time for another movie.
A better movie, hopefully.
Do we want to say what the movie is?
No,
Well, we don't know
I
it.
like the idea of just saying another movie.
Just anything else. It can't be worse, right?
We'll
Oh
find
god,
out.
I
won't
hope
we?
not.
Yeah, everyone will have to tune in.
Yeah, you'll have to find out. All right, I'll see you next time, Mom.
Bye, Danny's mom.
mom.
Bye.
Rated.